let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back.
Trouble keeping up with the Joneses? It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, Aaron Jones, no picnic a week ago. He's looking for another big game, as it'll be the Washington Redskins taking on the Green Bay Packers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No team means more to a city than the Packers to Green Bay, and this was the scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Washington Redskins. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Redskins, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Alex Smith ready to lead the Redskins here. And many wondered if Smith would ever play again following that difficult-to-watch leg injury suffered against the Texans last season. But at age 35, Smith is back and ready to give it another go. Smith on first down. Got a man, that's Quinn. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Chris Thompson in his 7th season now as a Redskin. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. And here a look at the offensive starters for the Redskins.
The number 4 overall pick in the 2010 draft is left tackle Trent Williams. And oftentimes we talk about a guy of his potential and say just plug him in at left tackle for the next 10 years. But rarely does that work out. In this case, it's been spot on. A 7-time Pro Bowler, he patrols the blind side of all of his quarterbacks.
Give the Redskins 13 there on a 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long.
Fundamental breakdown by the defense.
You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
False start, offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Shotgun handoff now for Love. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a 1st down due to the previous penalty.
A 12-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Packers' 40-yard line.
On 2nd down now, it's Thompson, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Mighty ready. 8-3. We ain't giving up nothing today.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll make it 2nd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
On second down, Love. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Washington.
Now the second year back from LSU, it's Darius Geis. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A look at the numbers for Geis a week ago. 22 carries, 116 yards, and a trip to the end zone.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
That's good for a Redskin first down. Richardson on the reception from Smith. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal. From the 2 now, second and goal. Smith. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 7-0 game.
The score, Redskins 7.
So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So now it's the Packers' turn to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Quickly now, here's a look at the Green Bay offense.
It's tough to be an offensive lineman in Green Bay because their quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, knows how to keep plays alive and often extends them for 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. But David Bakhtiari, his left tackle, he does it as well as anyone could ever expect. Excellent footwork. Knows that the plays are going to stay alive for a long time. Often will get 2 or 3 blocks on the same play.
11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. The third year back from BYU, Jamal Williams with a carry. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. A look here on your screen at how Washington's going to line up defensively. They're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 22 yards there, a first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. This is Love.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They'll run again with Love on first down. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Abraham Amos on the tackle.
26
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4. At the 40.
Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And finding Davis here, the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. From just shy of midfield, Smith, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
25 yards that time.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first down, Rodgers. Complete to Jones. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. His throw incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Throwing now is Rodgers. And able to find Graham, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Defense.
They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jimmy Graham, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now Crosby for the point after. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A shotgun snap for Smith. And this one complete to Reed. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Smith hands off to Geis. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Following the penalty, it's Geis. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now on 2nd and 13. Smith. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Smith. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he needed to get to the midfield stripe, but he can't do it. He's about a yard short.
Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On 1st and 10, Smith. It's hauled in by Dodson. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
Back to the ground game now with Geis.
Darius Geis, the ball carrier.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Out of the gun, Smith. Over the middle, complete. It's Love. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out, and he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there. And a loose football. And the Redskins scoop it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Play action. It's Smith. It's brought in by Dodson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Smith finding Dodson that time for a Washington first.
First down, Washington.
Smith now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Smith, and he fires one incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Geis. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Smith. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jackson. He was looking for Paul Richardson there.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Rodgers now. Going to throw again. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm the crowd. Rip left.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ryan Anderson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Back at the 16 now after the sack. Here's 3rd and goal.
Hey. Switch.
They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. He will push his way down to about the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back.
Now the ball comes loose, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
They'll run with Geis, and this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The Redskins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
He's across midfield to the 49-yard line. A gain of 12. And the Redskins first down.
On 1st down, here's Love. Zadarius Smith able to get him down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 49-yard line.
They'll run with Love. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Mike Daniels, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Geronimo Allison the target there, but it's going to be second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Rodgers. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. To throw again, Rodgers. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Brings up a third down and 10 yards.
On third down, here's Williams. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10.
Hey, you got 3, 3 down.
On first down, Smith. And he hits the tight end. It's Davis. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Back to throw, Smith. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Well, that second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. Now a run with Geis. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. In his own end zone, it's Rodgers. The connection made, it's Graham. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get...
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently, we're going to get right back to it. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And here back onto the field comes Jimmy Graham. And we roll the highlights of the game he's had. You know, when we talk about wide receivers and how you shut them down, what about when you have a tight end like this having a game? How do you stop him defensively?
It really changes what you're trying to do because defensively you're worried more about the wideouts. Okay, how are we going to cover them? The running backs, how are you going to shut them down? But the tight end is that elusive, unique player. Linebacker covering, cornerback covering, safety covering him, always has the advantage, usually has final answer against anyone who tries to defend him.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
On 2nd and very short, Rodgers, and Graham's got it, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards there, a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the toss, here's Williams. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Rodgers. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
He was covered by Josh Norman.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He wants it all for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Geronimo Allison. Incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him. NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Geis. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
From the 36, Smith got his man complete over the middle. That's Love. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
First down, Washington.
Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. And he finds the tight end, Reed. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. This a quick pass to Davis. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Hard throw, incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time I'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. Oh, fighting off the defender. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. He'll get this one complete to Davis. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Open man, it's Vernon Davis. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Smith now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Love. The tackle made by Blake Martinez. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Staying on the ground, it's Love. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Smith. He's got his man. This is Jackson. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. And left side here, it's Graham. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd down at the 26.
On 2nd down, Williams. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you off sides. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Rodgers on target to Valdez-Scantling. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold. Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
Now they'll try the jet sweep here. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. That one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Mike Daniels make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. You never want to give up a sack. And from the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, but now it'll be 3rd down. 3rd and long, it's Smith. And finding Davis here, the tight end. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the 1st as he's dropped at the 46. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Come on now, let's go.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Rodgers now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Jones. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Allison. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Packer 1st down. In Washington territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Open here is Allison. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run it in with Jones. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Geronimo Allison, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how it...
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Mike Daniels in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Smith. And this one complete to Reed. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at the 20. Rodgers going to throw. It's caught here by Adams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. And even 40 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play on the football.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Jones. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Tackle made there by Mason Foster. From the 22, Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. Ooh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. On the ground, this is Williams. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 6 on the run. They're going to be faced now with a 3rd and 12.
That's a gain of 6.
That's right, baby.
To throw is Rodgers on 3rd down. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Matthew Ioannidis make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get that to Bryce Love out of the backfield, and it's 3rd down. Smith now to throw on 3rd down. That's going to be caught by Richardson. 23 yards, the final tally.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Smith throwing again. A short little throw taken in by Reed. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing again is Smith. And his throw here's incomplete. Blake Martinez, the linebacker, was there in coverage to disrupt. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. It'll be Love to try and get the 1st. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, Smith. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Joshua Jackson there to knock that one away. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. On the draw, this is Love. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Smith throwing again. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Trey Quinn, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And it's good, so that will get them back within one score.
Makes the score, Packers 28.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now a first down carry by Jones. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. On second down, it's Jones. That second down run, a big help. The 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
3rd and 3.
And they, in fact, will throw it. And that will be incomplete.
Rodgers pass intended for Devontae Adams. Incomplete.
And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. 1 possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Packers are winners here as we say so long from Lambeau.